All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So this is a question I get. Actually, I've gotten more recently. Is like, do I have to do the ketogenic diet, or that diet's bad, or you shouldn't do this? And I guess more people are maybe yeah, questioning what the diet is or isn't. So I want to really, I guess, maybe debunk it, but also, is it for you? Is it the right diet you should do? And what does that actually look like? And so, as you come on, do me a huge favor, give me a little shout out where you're from in the world. What's up, Instagram? Um, I'm actually streaming, I think, on like 9 platforms at the moment. So my phone's got Instagram. So you and I, Instagram, we're on, like, we're here. The rest of them are all going through my other platforms. So, but the reality is a lot of people follow me for keto. And I was talking to a good friend, he's an assistant, he's a business partner of mine, and he and I were chatting about, well, I'm not sold 100% the ketogenic diet. I'm sold on elevating your ketones. I'm sold on that component of it. You have to find a diet that's sustainable. And if you can't do the ketogenic diet really, really well, then you're going to have to find a way to supplement that so you can get the major benefits. Isn't that right, Liam? Mexico in the house. Super excited. What's up, Faye? How are you, Canada? Canada in the house. And we got people all over the world. And yes, Milwaukee's all over the world too. So I want to kind of just take a moment and say, should you do it? And the reality is, I don't know. Um, I work with people in such extreme environments. We work with people that are, really big health challenges where the ketogenic diet may be the right approach for them, but it could take them 6 months to a year. We work with a lot of people that are looking for weight loss or what they think is weight loss, but really fat loss. And the ketogenic diet may not be necessary for them, although they may sprinkle it in. And then we have world-class athletes that we're utilizing. It's at some, it's like they want to perform up here. The ketogenic diet is perfect for them. And then some are that we may hybrid it, right? And so I guess the question is what's your goals and what are you really looking for? But the reality is that I want you to keep this in mind, is that if you're going to do the ketogenic diet and that's your goal, I want you to remember this. It takes 6 months to a year to really master that diet. So it's not something you try, it's something you do. But the same thing if I was to tell you go do a vegan diet, go any kind of extreme diet that's really polar opposite of what the norm is of society is. You have to commit long enough to it. And I'll explain why very quickly. I'm not going to get too deep into that. But somebody that's doing like a Mediterranean diet or a low carb paleo diet, it's not as extreme as a vegan or a ketogenic diet. So the big thing about why it takes so long to figure that out is, number one, you have to become efficient at burning fat. Most of you watching this right now are not. So most of you right now that are watching this video, you cannot produce enough ketones on a diet alone. So therefore, you may not feel very good. If you combine a ketogenic diet that's formulated properly for you with right exercise, right sleep, right lifestyle choices, and I'm not talking about supplementing ketones. I will talk about that in a second, but I'm not talking about that. If you combine all that, yes, 6 months from now, you can kind of figure it out. Well, then at 6 months, what you now have to figure out is there any gaps that you're missing? Is there something that you need to fill, right? And I'm not going to get too deep into that. The same thing if I was working with a vegan, right? They may feel better for 6 months, and then what happens? They feel worse. Well, the reason why is that they maybe filled a deficiency, and then they created a new one with their diet choices. So I see this very, very often. So is the ketogenic diet, should you really do it? The question is, most of you probably not. Most of you won't commit to it. People go all the time, like, I do keto or I did keto. I'm like, really? I did it for 15 years. And by no means was I perfect. And then now over the last 8 years, I've done a hybrid ketogenic diet or maybe a low carb diet, more of a paleo-ish diet with some flexibility, meaning that I enjoyed my life at the same time. And I utilize supplementing ketones as the secret to the whole thing. So I get the same benefits as the diet. I just don't have to be strict on it anymore. And I found a lifestyle that I can sustainably do. I'm not the weird guy anymore, and I enjoy my life. I literally don't stress about food and worry about what I eat all the time. I just enjoy life. And that's, to me, the gift that I want to give more people in the world. So if you want to do the ketogenic diet, this is what I tell you, is that first off, expect it not to be right. Expect to feel better, number one. Expect that you're going to have to change your diet. Whatever you're starting with today will not be the same diet you're on. Even if it's a ketogenic diet, it won't be the same type of diet. You're going to have to evolve it because your body's shifting and changing. Maybe you don't have enough protein. Maybe we got to change that. Maybe your fat sources are wrong. Maybe your vegetable sources are off. Maybe you need to stop dairy, or maybe you need to add dairy. All these things are things you're going to learn through this journey. And so, but what I can tell you is this, is that elevating your ketone levels is really the thing that you need to focus on. It's really the thing that matters the most. So when people go, I can just do the ketogenic diet, the reality is probably not. And then if they get pissed about that, That's okay. That means that you're a determined person that thinks that you can do anything. And I'm all for that. 100% for that. But numbers will tell me that you'll quit. Meaning that I've been doing this for 20 plus years and I only know 6 people right now that have been doing it as long as I have. 6 in the world. And I know a lot of people, by the way. I'm actually specialized in this space. Most of the ketogenic experts in the world do not follow a ketogenic diet, nor can, but they are the ones that'll present on all the health benefits of it all. Just to put that in reality. That's why when our product became available, they were blown away. Why they all want to research it, because can you get the benefits without doing the diet? Pretty dang awesome. What's up, Miguel? How are you? So, so Miguel will know I had some chips the other day, so I was not doing keto, right? That's okay. I drank my ketones. I did really, really well, and I found a hybrid to it all that works really, really well for me. So, if you're a person that says, you know what, hey, I'm going to sprinkle in the ketogenic diet. I like that. Using fasting strategies, using maybe short little challenges where you bring your carbs down, maybe your fat up a little bit for small windows. I think that's a great idea. But then what do you do in between is really the foundation of a lifestyle that you have to create. So with that said and done, what I believe is that if I was to generalize a diet that most people should follow, it would be this. It would be a low carb paleo diet. So meaning that most people can sustain that. It means that you prioritize high quality, clean protein often, most of the time. You digest high quality vegetables that are as often as seasonal and local to you as possible. Great. My carnivore people, they live a different life. Most people can't sustain that either, so I'm not even going to talk about it. And then you will maybe have some fruit. What I found is that people are going to cheat one way or the other. Can I just get them to cheat in a way that's maybe more naturally healthy for them, or has it stacks the odds in their favor rather than against them? So if you were to have to choose between a Snickers bar or a apple, I'm going to suggest the apple. But if I always restrict all fruit variables and you're going to give in, you're going to give in to the Snickers bar, but you might give in to 2 or 3 of them. Right. And so that's why I like to teach it this way. If we give you some things on one end, you're less likely to take on the other. Doesn't mean you can't. I had some chips the other day. I'm just bringing that back up, right? I just didn't eat 25 bags of chips. I had a very good enjoyment. We had a great night out. I had a margarita. It was fun. And back in the day, I would have consumed mass amounts. I didn't. I just enjoyed a moderate amount that I felt I was satisfied with. Okay. So what you want to do is follow. That's the diet I recommend. And you want to follow that. If you're a sick person, you need to follow that either a ketogenic, strictly work with a professional that can formulate that for you. Or what you want to follow is you want to follow a low carb paleo type diet. Low carb meaning at least under 100 grams a day, maybe probably more towards 50 or less a day. When you start getting more than less than 30 to 20 grams a day, then you're moving into the keto space, right? Into the deep keto space. But if your body doesn't metabolize fat very well, you don't produce enough energy and you don't feel good. And so therefore you're going to quit, right? So what I recommend is supplementing your ketones. So get the benefits of being on the ketogenic diet without being perfect on the diet, but find a hybrid diet to it. And I was just talking to a buddy of mine from high school, and he's like, I've done keto, I'm off of keto, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I don't want to put you on a ketogenic diet. He's like, really? He's like, the keto pro doesn't want to put you on a ketogenic diet. I go, your lifestyle doesn't suggest that that's what you need to do. You want to lean down a little bit. You want to perform better in your life. So let's treat you, let's treat you that way. What's the best thing that you can do to perform better, live better, and lose your body fat that he wants to lose? Which obviously ketogenic diet's a great way to do that. Although it's the history has shown me that it's not sustainable for him. So what if we hybrided it and he's drinking ketones now? He's having one in the morning. He'll have an optional one in the afternoon. We'll intermittent fast 4 to 5 times a week. Intermittent fast, eat it late at lunch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, listen, just modify what you currently do. But I don't want you to be so hardcore on yourself that you're restricting your carbs all the time. What I want you to do is just be appropriate. Like eat them in moderation. If that's moderation of chips, if that's moderation of fruit, if that's moderation of an Italian dinner, meaning that if you used to eat 3 or 4 bowls, maybe you have 1 bowl, and then you maybe have some, prioritize the protein on the side. I go, you'll find that you're going to get great results on that. And it'll be remarkable. And you're going to go, I can keep doing this. This is easy. I can live my life this way. And it gives him freedom to spend more time as a business owner, to spend more time in his business and develop his business. So that's my advice right now. Do you need to follow? Should you really follow a ketogenic diet? And the answer is for most people, no. Should you be in ketosis? The answer is yes. Okay. So the only alternative to get into ketosis without doing the ketogenic diet perfectly for 6 months to a year is Drink ketones. Can I do it that way? Does that read right now? I don't think so. So this is a top secret flavor right here. We actually have a flavor drop that just came out. So who ordered the sweet tea lemonade? It's absolutely unbelievable. It'll change your life. It is so good. But right now you can supplement ketones. Now remember, this isn't something somebody just made up. This isn't something that was just, oh, these people are just trying to sell. We get these things because people are been sold their whole life, right? They've been sold their whole, and the good thing they have been sold. If you haven't been sold, you wouldn't have a cell phone, and you wouldn't have an automobile, and you wouldn't have a house right now. True story. If you weren't sold, you wouldn't have those things. You wouldn't have clothes on your back. So being sold isn't a bad idea or a bad thing, but you have to look behind that and figure out why it happened. And so this technology wasn't just to be built so somebody could sell it to you. It was actually invented for the elite soldiers in the United States government, the Navy SEALs. That's why it started. NASA was looking into the same technology. So this wasn't just something that was trying to be sold, it was trying to solve a problem. Great things can come from a problem that needs to be solved, and that was the invention of consumable ketones, and we just happen to bring it to the market so that you have availability to it, so you don't have to try to go spend $3,000 or $4,000 a serving. Yes, that's what it used to cost when it was invented, $3,000 or $4,000 a serving, and you can get it for freaking a Starbucks. I mean, right now with inflation going on right now, this is one of the most inexpensive health products in the entire planet right now, because everything else is just jacked up in prices, and we're not doing that. We want to help people live a better life. So if you haven't tried that, what you want to do is that you want to find a diet that's good for you, whatever that is. It might be where you're starting today. You want to drink your ketones, and then what you want to do is evolve a diet to create a lifestyle that's sustainable based off your goals. If you want to lose body fat, then you're going to need to move your body more. You want to sleep better. You want to stay hydrated, and you want to eat less crap, less food, and less carbohydrates. That's it, right? Adding ketones helps you elevate your health and life so it's sustainable. If you want to perform better and live better and have a higher level of performance, just add this. Add this, prioritize protein, and then you may have to fine tune it. If you want to get strong and buff in the gym, you better get in the gym. You can't get strong and buff. People go to me, Dustin, I want to put on muscle. And I look at their workout. I'm like, you'll never put on muscle. Like, you got to find another routine. That routine is not designed to put on muscle, right? It's really that simple. And so you got to find the lifestyle that you ultimately want. What's up, Judy? Judy just ordered 5 meals from Sunbasket. That's awesome. Going with the 5-day fast. That's super cool, Judy. Smart idea. I have a lot to say about that. But with that said, I'm going to go. I haven't done a live in a while, so I'm actually trying to get back into my rhythm, my groove. So if there's a topic you want me to talk about, there's a few that I'm going to be talking about. One of them is more business related. If you're watching this right now, I don't know who's still on, to be honest. It's everything so many different places. But what word do you relate to more? Business, opportunity, or extra income? I'm just curious if you can put in the chat, what word do you relate to more? Business, opportunity, or extra income? I'm just curious. I'm thinking the masses actually would relate to more extra income, unless you're more business minded, which most people are. My mom's afraid of business. My sister's afraid of business. So I'm just curious. But right now, we just got back from an event in Nashville, and it's a pretty dang awesome event. And it just made me realize, like, we're in Nashville, right? Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know how many. Faye likes opportunity. How many people live in Nashville? Somebody look that up and tell me. But let's just say there's at least a few million people within the greater area of Nashville, and out of that area, I would say only 30% of them those people would consider themselves healthy. Out of that, 70% are not healthy. They basically are more confused, not understanding, and not aware of what's happening in their health and wellness, and they actually don't know who to listen to. We have a product that is state of the art, backed by the top scientists in the world. We've seen people completely transform their lives. Watching people like Miguel, I don't know how much weight you're down, but he's not about the weight for him. Yeah, he lost weight. That's what he started for. But he's got his life back for his kids, 10 kids. That's life changing. That's the game changer. That's the deal breaker, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, like, people got to be looking for opportunities out there, or looking for extra income out there, or looking for maybe a business. I don't know. It depends on what you're at. We actually have something that you can do all three with, right? And to me, that's just pretty cool. So if you're looking for extra income, you're looking for an opportunity or business, I don't care what you want to name it. If you're not looking into what we're doing, you're not looking very hard. It's right here in front of you. And so I can go for days about that. Opportunities seem to fall in my lap quite often. And I realized, and they not used to do that. And the reason why is I'm open to what's out there. Like, let it come in. And then when you find the opportunity, take massive action on it. Don't sit your hands on that. The biggest health movement in the entire world right now is happening. Know it or not, it's happening. It's there. It's a game changer. It's going to be. And the biggest opportunity in creating extra residual income is happening right now. And it's not in Bitcoin, by the way. It's in ketones, and it's in the biggest breakthrough that's been created in health and wellness, right? So you have the most in history, human history, of the sickest population ever. The first time in human history where my mom is going to outlive my kids statistically, not my family, but statistically. It's kind of scary. And people are more afraid of their actually career than they've ever been afraid of, meaning that there's not much security in their actual job. So I would have a plan B at least. And if you really want to change your life, make it a plan A. But why would you not take advantage of that? You know, I mean, you can start a business for under $10,000. That is a freaking game changer. You can create an additional income for under $1,000. Why would you not do that? Why would you not? I don't understand. Or at least not. Why would you not investigate it? And so it's funny. And I realize why people don't investigate stuff is they're afraid. They're afraid of being judged. They're afraid of telling people their own financial situation. They're afraid of failing. They're afraid of, of what people might think of them. And these things are normal. I see these things all the time. And a friend of mine said something. She goes, "Why would you care what other people think? Because they don't pay your bills, right? They don't have to look your kids in the eye because you can't send them to gymnastics, or they don't have to look your kids in the eye because you can't go on vacation." And I was like, dang, like she was raw with the whole thing. And she goes, "But this is the thing, is like, we have an opportunity. It's right here in your hands. What are you going to do about it? Are you just going to sit there and wait for the next one to come around, and the next one and next one, and you wake up when you're 55 years old, not knowing what the hell you want to do or where you want to go with your life? Or are you going to go after it and change your life today?" So I'm done. That's it. So the ketogenic diet, awesome diet. And if you can formulate it and you can work with the right people, I think it's a great way to live a life. Ultimately, most people hybrid the ketogenic diet. They do more of a low carb or high protein version of the ketogenic diet. Most people that I know, or moderate high protein with the ketogenic diet. Ultimately, you have to find a lifestyle that you can sustain. And you should, if you're doing the diet, not doing the diet, or figuring it all out, you should at least drink ketones to give you the benefits of the anti-aging, the longevity, the fat burning, the quality of life, the muscle mobility, the muscle protection. Why would you not want that? Why would you not want that while you're changing your life? Just, it kind of makes sense. It's kind of like, why would you not want to have tires on your car when you're learning to drive? You can drive a car with no tires, just on the rims. You're just not going to get very far. And it's not going to be very efficient. These are like the tires on a car. It's kind of a high level requirement if you want to get anywhere really fast. Put that in your cup and drink it. That was my best analogy maybe in a while. So with that said and done, I need to go. It's time for dinner. Peace out. I'm going to be back on live. I've been on the road. When I'm on the road, I don't do as many live. So I apologize for that. But if there's ever a topic you want me to talk about, hit me a message and I'll talk about it. I will be talking about a few other things, more business driven, because what I realize is I want to grow a business. I want to find people that are ambitious, that want to help change the health of our country, and that are okay with making additional income doing that. You don't have to be a professional. I didn't know anything about all this stuff. I was just willing to learn and willing to do the work. That's it. So I'm going to be talking more about that, because what I realize is that I can jab my jaws all day long, but together we can change millions of lives around the world every single day. And I can just jab my jaws about what I'm good at. You can jab yours about what you're good at. So with that said, Miguel, I'm out of here. Judy, bye. Thanks for plugging in, y'all. Cheers.